Cannabis products are allowed on campus. Refer to the substance use policy for more information.
If there is a threat or a safety concern on campus, a lockdown will be put into place. During a lockdown, all doors must be closed, locked, and barricaded. Close windows and blinds and move away from doors and windows. Remain silent. If shots are fired, lie down on the floor. If the fire alarm goes off, do not leave your location.
Hold and secure is a procedure that is initiated when a threat is near but not inside the building. For example, a crime in progress inside another building or outside on campus property. If hold and secure becomes necessary, remain inside and continue regular indoor routines.
Remember, security is here to help. If in doubt about what to do, ask a trusted college staff or faculty member. If you see something, say something. Together we can help ensure this is a safe campus for everyone.
Confederation.
I chose to study at Confederation College because I hear that this college is culturally diverse, and so for this reason I think this won't be hard for me to adjust for a new environment and to interact with other people. And also this college is well known for delivering exceptional education and training to students. There is an international education center where we can ask questions, help for guidance, and if we have problems. People there working are very helpful and approachable, and they don't make you feel that you're alone in this journey. To my fellow Filipino students, the only thing I would like to say is that if you want to study in Canada, Confederation College is the best one for you. They do not only deliver exceptional education and training to students, but will surely help you get the skills and knowledge that employers demand.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining our webinar session with Confederation College. So, this is co hosted with ACN Southern Immigration and Education Services. All right, so I'll just have to, if I may, share my screen. Okay, so I hope you can all see my screen. So this is a webinar session with Confederation College, and I am here with Miss Cristel Valenzuela, and she is the international recruitment for the Philippines. Hi, Cristel, how are you?
Hey, good afternoon. Yes, I'm doing great. It's just really pouring hard as we speak. It's been raining hard. What about you in your in
Yeah,
your
in our area, it's quite rainy since early this afternoon. But I'm hoping that the internet will stay good for the connection.
right? It is a challenge, but I think we're able to pull off any webinar with or without rain. So yeah, so good afternoon to you and to all our viewers today.
Yeah, and thank you so much. Okay, so for today's webinar, we will be talking about Canada. We'll get to know facts. If you are not yet familiar with the country that we'll be talking about today, we'll also be talking about the reasons why you should choose Canada as your study destination. There are a lot of reasons, but we are going to handpick just a few for you today. Okay. Then I will be talking about the study permit, how you can study and work in Canada. Then later on, Miss Christelle will be presenting for Confederation College. Then after the session, we will be having a Q&A session with Miss Christelle. All right. So to start us off, I am Bea Barcelona and I am a marketing specialist for ACN Southern. And we are an immigration and education consultancy firm located here in the Philippines. And we actually have quite a number of offices. So we have our head office in Makati. We have offices in Angeles City, Pampanga, Baguio City, Benguet, Capan City, Nueva Ecija, Cabanatuan City, Nueva Ecija, and Quezon City in Metro Manila. So we have 6 offices and they are actually open for you to visit, but we still highly encourage you all to, stay at home and just schedule a virtual consultation with our consultants. All right, so ACN Southern, we offer 3 countries, so that is ACN. But for today, we are focusing on Canada. So Canada is a country located in North America, so you can find it above the USA, okay? And they have the capital of Ottawa. Canada is a very large country. In fact, it is 33 times bigger than the Philippines. So if we compare this with the land area, Canada has almost 10 million square kilometers, while the Philippines are around 300,000 square kilometers only. But if you compare our population, we are way, way bigger. We have a lot more Filipinos than there are Canadians. So there are only around 37.6 million Canadians. Meanwhile, there are almost 110 million Filipinos. So this is actually the reason why Canada is very much open to immigrants, to international students, because they need the manpower in their country. So you already know the few facts about Canada. Let me add that Canada also has a lot of provinces. So they are divided into 10 provinces and 3 territories. And later on, we will be knowing where Confederation College is located in Canada. All right. So Canada also has 2 official languages. So they speak both English and French. So we Filipinos, we can already speak very good English. So I guess you'll just have to learn French when you get there. All right, so there are a lot of reasons why you should study in Canada or at least consider studying in Canada. Okay, so first of all, there is an outstanding quality of education. So we have 11 of the top 250 universities worldwide. So that says a lot about their educational system. Next is they have one of the lowest tuition fees among English speaking countries. So if you are still researching different countries you want to study in, you can see that they are cheaper compared to the US, UK, and Australia. Also, according to the 2021 Best Countries Report, Canada has been named the number one overall best country in the world. So, what more reason to study in Canada than they are the number one country in the world? Next is they are also one of the safest countries, and not just for international students but for everybody. So it may be a Canadian citizen, an immigrant, an international student, even a tourist. You are very much safe in Canada. So they have one of the lowest crime rates thanks to a fair justice system, strict gun control laws, and good community policing. Next, Canada boasts of a diverse and multicultural society. So I mentioned a while ago that Canada is open to immigrants and international students, and that is the reason why they have this huge mix of different nationalities. So you won't be only meeting Filipinos or Filipinos in Canada. You'll also be meeting a lot of other people from different countries. They come to Canada because of the many opportunities available for them. And with this big mix of diversity, Canada, it has an official national policy of multiculturalism. And this is also one of our frequently asked questions. And a lot of international students, especially from the Philippines, ask this: can I work while I study? And the answer is yes. So you are allowed to work part time, which is 20 hours per week while you are studying. Then you can work full time during your scheduled school breaks. So this could be your summer break, winter breaks, or any other breaks. That's the time you can do your full time work. And you can also bring your family with you. So when we say your family, this is your spouse, your partner, your husband, your wife, and your kids. Okay? So your partner, they are eligible to apply for an open work permit that will allow them to work full time during your study periods. Then your children, as long as they are minor and below 18 years old, they can study for free at Canadian public schools. Okay, so it's a great opportunity for the whole family. Then, after you study, after you graduate from Confederation College, there are a lot of immigration possibilities. So, one of this is the Post Graduation Work Permit Program, or the PGWP, that will allow you to work after you graduate, and your work will be a full time work. All right. So hence the term post graduation. This is your opportunities after you graduate, after you finish your studies. So you won't be asking, do I have to go back to the Philippines immediately after graduating? The answer is no if you apply for the PGWP. All right, so now let's talk about the how you can study in Canada. So, in order for you to become an international student, you have to apply for a study permit. In some countries, this is what they call the student visa, but for Canada, they call it study permit. So, this is a document issued by the Canadian government that allows non-Canadian nationals to study at designated learning institutions, or DLIs, which are schools approved by the government to host international students. Now, let's talk about the requirements. Are you eligible? What are the documents I need to prepare? All right, so who can study abroad? So you can now do your self assessment if you are eligible to study in Canada. So, first of all, you have to be at least 18 years old. There is no age limit. So you can be 19, 20, you can be well above the age of 40, 50, and you can still study in Canada as long as you are still healthy enough for your age. All right. So at least 18 years old, again, no age limit. Next, you have to be at least a senior high school graduate, or if you're from the old curriculum, second year college. Okay. But there are some chances, there are some conditions if you graduated high school or grade 10 from the old curriculum. All right. So we will do an evaluation and assessment on your educational qualifications. Then finally, you can study in Canada if you have good health and good character, because you are required to undergo a medical health check done by a panel physician and also submit a police clearance. All right? Now, what are the other documents you will need when you want to study in Canada? So you have to prepare personal documents like your passport, your birth certificate, Academic documents like your diploma and your transcript of record, this could be your high school and your college. You will know later on which ones you will need. Also, you will need some form of English requirement. This could be IELTS, PTE, TOEFL, Duolingo, or in some cases, the school can ask for a certificate of medium of instruction, or they'll just check your transcript of record. They can see that you have English subjects. Okay, we will see later on from Confederation College their exact requirement for the English. Then finally, you have to prepare financial documents such as your bank statements. All right? So you guys can screenshot this so that you have a copy, a list of the documents you need to prepare. All right. So for your study plan, so this is a letter addressed to the immigration officer, to the visa officer, explaining your plans of studying in Canada. So when you apply for a study permit, you're not required to undergo an interview. Instead, this is where you explain it all. Okay. So explain what program you will be taking, at which school you'll be studying at, and what are your plans after you study. So this is very important. It's also very important to state your home ties to the Philippines. Okay? So ACN Southern, we have a template for this. We will help you compose, proofread, edit, advise, or give you the best study plan that we can submit to the immigration. Now let's talk about the permit application process. So let us divide this into 3 stages. Okay, the first is the contract signing with ACN Southern. So you sign the ACN agreement, you pay the ACN fees, you're officially an ACN client, an ACN student. Then we'll give you the complete list of requirements. Next, we have the enrollment part. So for this, you've already decided what program you will take at Confederation College. So you fill out enrollment forms, you gather your requirements, and submit the application. So ACN Southern will be the one to submit your application for you. Okay. Now, when Confederation College receives your application, in return, we'll be receiving the letter of offer, which means they are offering you a seat for that particular program. And to accept that offer, we must pay a tuition fee deposit for Confederation College. And when Confederation receives that deposit, they will now be sending us your letter of acceptance, or the your letter of acceptance, which means you are now officially enrolled in their school. When you're officially enrolled, that's the time we can begin your permit application. So for this part, you fill out your study in Canada application forms. You gather more requirements for the permit. Okay, you ACN Southern will double check, triple check before we submit your permit application to the immigration. All right. Once submitted, we will now also um wait for your appointments for the medical health check done by a panel physician. Okay, so there are only accredited clinics and physicians who can do your health check. You will also submit your biometrics, which are your fingerprints and photograph, at the visa facilitation services. Then once the Canadian immigration receives those, they will now make a permit decision. Okay? So the whole application process can take around at least 4 months, okay? But you have to, do a little bit of managing the expectations, because it can take a while now, all right? With the ongoing pandemic and all. Okay, so you can find us on Facebook. So ACN Southern Immigration Education Services is on Facebook, and we also do one-on-one consultations. So as I mentioned a while ago, you can also visit our offices. Sorry, you can also visit our offices, but we highly encourage doing a virtual consultation as of the moment. So you can send me an email. So my email address is acinsouthern30@gmail.com to schedule this consultation. It is done virtually, so it can be done via phone call, Messenger, Zoom, and Google Meet. All right. Okay, so next we have, for our next part of the presentation, may I call on Miss Crystal Ross Valenzuela, the International Recruitment for the Philippines for Confederation College. Hi, Crystal. I now give the webinar to you.
Yes, hello once again. Good afternoon. I think during this type of weather, it's great to have a cup of tea or coffee, perhaps. I don't know. Are you a coffee or tea drinker yourself, Bea?
I
Is
am actually a milk tea kind of person.
milk tea? Okay,
Yeah, milk tea kind of person.
awesome. I think everyone is.
Yeah, it's a very popular drink.
I know very well. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Thank you for that presentation. Thank you for walking us through about the requirements on applying for the student permit possibility in Canada. And probably, as you know, allow me to share my screen first while I'm talking. So as you know, in Canada, there are different immigration channels, and I think everyone has been doing their diligent research wherein they found out that they can actually go to Canada via other pathways such as express entry, Canadian experience class, or other pathways that would be beneficial or for their advantage. And we say if this would be viable for you or doable for you, by all means, go ahead. However, we're trying to present a different pathway here, which is the study pathway as elaborated by Ms. Bay of ACN, one of our great partners, one of the best partners that we have at Confed College. They'll be able to help you with the whole picture on how to go about the student permit and why. I'm circling back. Why is it becoming really popular now? The study pathway, as mentioned, because it does offer a lot of benefits. It was mentioned earlier that you could work part-time while studying, and of course you can bring your spouse with you or your partner with you, and if you've got kids you can bring them with you and they can have free education as well, and they get to receive some stipend or allowance from the government after a couple of months. The investment that you're going to put in, of course, is accounted for, because the study pathway is a little bit I would say um costly, because this is an investment. Okay, we're trying to be frank here. You're not going there and you're not paying anything. That's not going to happen, because again, the study pathway is an investment. But look at what you're going to receive while studying. You get all of these benefits, a very concrete return of investment. In fact, one of the perks of or highlight of the study pathway is that it would allow you, of course, to apply for immigration. So I think if we could really, really establish a concrete understanding how beautiful the study pathway is, then it would really for an advantage, not just for you and but for your whole family. Okay, so today our core topic would be about community services and health programs. But do not fret if you are also interested with other streams or fields. I'm going to touch a little bit on that, but we're highlighting primarily on these programs. Okay, so what are we going to expect today? So of course, we need to understand where the college is located. Of course, we're located in the biggest population for international students, which is in Ontario. But we need to see like what the area looks like. Is this would be feasible area for you? Do you think that you can bring your family with you? Will it be suitable for you? So we're going to play a quick video after this slide, and then so you would appreciate hopefully our community. And of course, we're going to talk about a little bit on the RNIP, highlighting again on healthcare and community programs. And we're going to run through about the different programs as well, and followed by Q&A. Okay, so kindly watch this video.
Home. Some say it's where the heart is. That there's no place like it. In Thunder Bay, we all embrace a life that's unapologetically northern. Because for us, home is more than where we are. It's who we are. We're a rare breed. We roll with the punches and go with the flow. We carve our own niche and blaze our own trails. Our pioneering spirit unifies us, makes us a community. North side, south side, at the end of the day, we're all on the same side. This is our stomping ground, our natural habitat. And whether you choose Thunder Bay or Thunder Bay chose you, this is home.
All right, so Thunder Bay TV, that is where the college is located. And it seems like the video is seemingly like a tourism video. Well, in fact, because Thunder Bay is a tourist destination, not only patronized by the locals or the Canadians, but also international students, some based in Canada, and those also are based in America. Because as you can see from the right side of the tag, our location is 90 minutes away from Toronto by flight and 50 kilometers by land from Minnesota, the USA. So even our international students, they can apply for a tourist visa in the US and they can visit, go back and forth to the US and of course to Thunder Bay. I think that's really one of a great perk. And as you can see here, Thunder Bay, Ontario, it's the most populous municipality in northwestern Ontario, third busiest airport in Ontario. We're almost double size of the Philippines. We say that, in fact, Thunder Bay is a small city. That is, of course, the definition of a small city in Canada. And that is different from what we have here in the Philippines. And as you can, as mentioned here or indicated here, almost double size of the Philippines, but they coin themselves as a small city. And of course, the largest land port in the world, meaning to say there is an influx of people coming in and out in Thunder Bay alone. There are barges coming in. So that means there is, again, economic inflow in Thunder Bay area, which in return will provide ample opportunities for the locals at in Thunder Bay and of course the international community as well. Okay, and that is Thunder Bay, Ontario, where Confederation College is located. If I were you, you could also go to YouTube or to any social media account and find out what Thunder Bay looks like. So, and I bet you'll be enticed yourself. Okay, so let's move forward. And so one of the perk, of course, at studying at Confed is that you will be eligible for the RNIP. Well, in fact, there are different immigration pathways, but with RNIP, it has become really popular. As you know, any pilot program has an expiration. So similar with the AIPP, it was supposed to expire last 2019, but the government has extended it because they were not able to meet their threshold or the cap. And they have extended it to this year, but there's a possibility that they might extend it as well. With RNIP, similar situation seems to happen. Since it was just launched last year, there's a possibility and supposed to expire 2022. So we're being transparent here. According to CEDC, so CEDC is the government of Thunder Bay, and we work closely together with this. So Confed College worked closely with the government in Thunder Bay. And as per Miss Laura, the one who spoke about the RNIP, she stated that they might extend RNIP. So we're looking at the possibility. So as you can see from the eligibility requirements here, you can now find out that it might be attainable for you if you're an international student, you could qualify for this. And then if you have an offer at the time of the application, you could also qualify for this. So these are again the basic I would say eligibility requirements. To know more about it, I'd recommend that you visit Thunder Bay or the RNIP and check it out yourself. But I'm gonna pause for a while because I want you to take a screenshot of this. And you can ask me questions about this later on, okay? All right. And these are also few of the eligibility factors for international student. So it goes hand in hand with this one, and of course with this. It seems quite attainable for international student, but in fact, it does entail a lot of effort and a lot of work. But that's the great thing with Confed College, because we provide assistance as well for immigration advising. So we're not going to help you with the actual application for PR, but then our team of lawyers, we have on-campus lawyers or in-house lawyers, wherein they provide you assistance with reaching the possibility to attain your PR status. Isn't that wonderful? Because that's one of the things that you should be familiar about. It is your right to have PR after you graduate if you want to stay in that country. Okay, so what are my chances if I am studying at Confed College? As per Laura, really, really good chance. And why is that? If you met all the eligibility requirements as stipulated earlier, and then you have this, you've experienced living in Thunder Bay, and then you have work experience, and you have a full-time job offer in Thunder Bay, then you have great chances. Okay, so speaking of the topic today, we're focusing on healthcare and community. And apart from those mentioned industries, we also have these industries that are also very popular in Thunder Bay. So if you are from the trades, automotive, management, administration, and of course, food services, you are also very much welcome, and you are in the priority industries. I'm not saying that other industries are not welcome, but this is the current trend right now, that you will have really high probability with getting a job and fast track with your PR application. And for last year, so this is the accurate data for the successful applicants under RNIP. And as you can see from the chart or the pie, a staggering amount of the application for last year actually came from healthcare industries, and spread out from the food industry and other sectors as well. So this was actually the first time for us to go about with the RNIP. And there's actually an interesting fact here. 50% of those who applied under RNIP are actually from Confed College. So that is such an astounding, a staggering information that I really am very proud to share about, because it just basically saying that if you're from Confed College, you really, really have a great probability. Because just looking at the facts last year, almost 50% are actually from Confed College. And hopefully by this year, we're looking at the increased number of seats as well, and of course by next year. And like what I've mentioned, we're also looking at the high probability that the RNIP will be extended further or beyond 2022. However, do not fret, because there are other immigration pathways as an international student if you graduate from Confed College. So we have here, apart from RNIP, we also have the Canadian Experience Class, and of course, OINP. But I'd like also to provide you a heads up here. It really, really varies on the occupation or the program that you will apply for. So it will boil down on which eligibility requirement that you would actually be able to meet. RNIP, as I have indicated earlier in passing. And of course, Canadian Experience Class, it does have different eligibility requirements, and also for OINP. But the bottom line is that you are not constrained under one PR possibility alone, okay? So there are multiple ways wherein you may be eligible. And again, I'd like to emphasize, as mentioned earlier, we do have our immigration lawyers on campus that you could ask questions from. So because they're bona fide and they can provide you which one would be a best fit for you and maybe for you and your family. Okay, so now let's move forward. Confed College is we of course we are a publicly funded institution, so we abide the rules, rigorous rules implemented by the government of Ontario and particularly Thunder Bay. Our main campus is located in Thunder Bay, Ontario, and so this is the image of our campus. It's a very great community, as you can see. And for the student services, these are the things or the services of what the students would be able to receive. Again, please kindly take a screenshot. I think majority of these are pretty much self-explanatory, but if you could highlight a little bit on this. Earlier, I've mentioned about the immigration advising, which is again one of your perk. We do have employment help. It's not that we're not like headhunters. So what we do is we have our division. So it's NEW, wherein we help our students after they graduate. We help our students be ready or be job ready in Thunder Bay or anywhere else, or like in Canada. So we have like free webinars, and we also post available jobs through our portals. Also, we link them to other portals like Job Bank in Canada, Job Bank in North Canada, and of course the Job Bank in CEDC. So there are different or multiple outlets wherein we provide links to our students that would provide them options for job opportunities right after they graduate, not only for healthcare or community, but for all programs, whether you are in the trades, carpentry, business, early childhood education, we do provide assistance for you to be job ready, and of course the links for you to apply for that desired job of yours. Okay, so kindly take a screenshot. And actually, there's more to this. If you visit Confed College website, you will find out all the services that you would receive as an international student. Okay, moving forward. So what are our programs at the college? I'm not going to elaborate on the other programs since we're highlighting on community and health, but just in passing. So we do have Aviation Center of Excellence. So this is for this facility. We have our own hangar at Thunder Bay International Airport, where our tourism and aviation students get to use the facility. So they have simulations here. And then we also have technology and trades, very popular for the international community as well. As you know, trades are also high paying and in demand jobs across Canada. So in fact, we have architects, also engineers who already have their degree in the Philippines, and then they wanted to pursue a specialization, say in welding or carpentry, because this would provide them the technical aspect of civil and construction. So, and also with aviation, we've got pilots who also went for aviation technician because they're going to study about the technical aspect of aviation. So it's a different dimension, if I could coin it. And these are the programs that we're offering under these faculty. Okay. Next one is for business, hospitality, and media arts. We have it few programs here, but I'd like to highlight or put an emphasis that our programs are direct match for National Occupation Checklist or NOC for our NIP. So this gives you like a sense of peace of mind, wherein you know that this program, even you're taking business fundamentals or you're taking culinary management, you would know that if you apply under RNIP, that this is indeed qualified for the National Occupation Checklist. So it doesn't mean that you have taken up an in-demand program, say healthcare, in the faculty or industry of healthcare, and you've taken up office administration for healthcare, but it's not in the NOC checklist, then it will not be a direct match, which means you may not be eligible under RNIP. So be careful with that. So we're very confident because all our programs, as mentioned, are direct match for RNIP, Rural and North Immigration Pilot Program. Okay. So we also have few postgraduate programs, also very popular here. I think a little bit on the health as well and community. And we have very popular ones would be health informatics, ICT for business, digital marketing, and also leadership for healthcare professionals. IBM is also very popular. Okay, and these are the intakes, just to let you know. We don't have much for the other programs when it comes to intake. Typically, it's September and January, but for PGC, majority, we do have 3 intakes. All right, except for embedded system. And for community services, our core topic for today, of course, this one, we have also few, but we have, again, like what I've mentioned, rest assured that these are direct match for NOC under RNIP. And we have here, all of these are very popular. In fact, most of these, all of these above are already full for September 2021. PSW, one of the most popular in-demand programs at Confed. January is almost full, so I encourage you to start with your application ASAP right now, if it's possible. That is for January 2022, almost full. And we also have very popular programs here. To your program, we have DSW, ECE, and RT, Recreation Therapy. Okay, and just to highlight on the programs for healthcare and community. So this one, it's the PGC in Healthcare Admin and Leadership. It's a 1-year program. And this, the eligibility requirement is that you have graduated from a college, a 4-year degree, preferably from healthcare, social science programs, okay? And we have also established here the job outlook, and this is across Canada, 3,250 across Canada, and a starting hourly rate of 21 CAD. It really varies. If you have healthcare experience, maybe back in the Philippines or perhaps overseas, you're an OFW, and then you'd apply for a job, and then you have taken this program at Confed, your rate may be different. It may be higher because of your experience. Then and again, it's how you negotiate with your prospective employer. And we waive IELTS for this program for the Philippines. And these are the costs. Okay, next one, another popular program, the health informatics, similar with healthcare admin leadership. The requirement would be you're coming from science related or and also IT. So you could, if you're into this industry, this could be a great program for you. And the job openings across Canada is about 2,800, and the starting hourly rate is 26 CAD. Okay. And the next one is medical lab assistant. For September, we're already full, so we're looking at September 2022 here. And this one, it's a 1-year program as well. It's a certificate program. This also has great job possibilities, about 1,300, and the starting rate is 21 CAD. Okay, and IELTS exempt for this, and The requirement for this program is K-12 grad with science and mathematics component, or you are a bachelor's degree holder, and then also you're a graduate from Old Philippine curriculum plus 2 years of post-secondary. So this is applicable, okay? We welcome applicants from K-12, undergrad, like was not able to finish the degree or has taken vocational course minimum of 2 years. You are welcome to apply for certificate or diploma program with IELTS exempt as well. So great news for our Filipino applicants there. If you're from the old Philippine curriculum and you work right after, so you did not do any post-secondary, like you didn't do vocational or you did not do undergrad, so you're still qualified, but you need to submit Duolingo. Okay, so medical lab assistant. Recreation therapy, the same application requirements as mentioned for medical lab assistant. This is such a popular program as well, and I really highly recommend this. If you can see from the image here, so a recreation therapist, from the word recreation, recreation means fun, and therapy is of course rehabilitation or doing things that would will stabilize or that would provide holistic well-being of a person. And most of our applicants here are nursing graduates or from the healthcare or therapist, occupational therapy, early childhood educator, psychology grad. But if you are also from a different occupation or program, like if you're from business and you wanted to do this, we can also accommodate you, will help you, as long as you'll be able to explain to us as well your reasons why you want to change or shift in a different industry. Okay, so this one, as you can see from the image, as a recreation therapist, you create programs that again promotes a balance, okay, lifestyle for your client. Your client could be from kids with special needs, adolescents, elderly. So it's such a sporadic market or sporadic clients. And you can also work at a hospital, at a clinic, school, facility. Could be also for private. So I can say it's quite endless. The options are quite endless in that aspect. And one of the specialization, being a recreation therapist, I don't know if you're familiar with animal therapy. So it could be one of the subjects that you can learn about, wherein you use animals for those people who are depressed. So this is one way of implementing a well-balanced lifestyle. Isn't it fun? So it's like a cross between DSW, developmental service worker, and PSW. It's just that your role really is to provide activities that are fun, engaging, and that would make your clients happy. That's your main role or your main job. Okay, that is recreation therapy. We are open for online classes September. So even if you don't have your visa, make sure that you will submit your visa before September and you're actually qualified to join the class. So, and then you can carry on or continue your studies second semester on campus. Or if you receive your offer, your student permit or your visa, say in October or in the middle of the first semester, you can fly. You can already fly and land in Canada. So recreation therapy. Next one, early childhood education. I have combined this because this is again part of the community and health as well. Why health? It's because even as an ECE educator, you could also work at health centers. So you're not limited in schools alone. So it's you could work at of course a daycare center, preschool, some SPED schools, and healthcare facility. So that's why it goes hand in hand with health programs as well. And this one, in fact, has 3 paid internships. Same with recreation therapy. This one has paid internship as well. And ECE as well, you've got 3 field placement. Isn't that quite amazing? And we also have our classroom laboratory, so you could do like full simulation of teaching early childhood. And here we've got about 575 job openings for this program and 20 CAD as a starting. Okay, and we also waive IELTS, definitely. For developmental service worker, same thing with RT, ECE, and you could go with online class for September 2021. That's why we're also promoting this. Only few seats left, in fact, for this. Again, you can start with this program even you are still waiting for your visa or your student permit. And for developmental service worker, there's placement for this program, field placement. And then you're also, look at this, the job opening is about 3,128. Not bad. In fact, I just checked recently in the Northwestern job bank. There's quite a lot. There's quite a lot of job openings for those who have finished RT, ECE, and developmental service worker and PSW. So I can also show later on the live or real time job openings, so you would see it yourself, maybe during the Q&A. Okay. And last but not the least, we have personal support worker, again, one of the most popular. And this program is a 2 semesters, but the 1 semester is classroom based, and the second semester would be paid internship or co-op. And there are employment possibilities after you graduate, just like other programs as well. And this one has great immigration pathways and job openings. It's quite staggering when it comes to number, about 7,000 job openings across Canada. The stats, we got this just recently, January 2021. So this is during the pandemic. Okay, and the minimum wage is 22 CAD. It really depends, again, on how you would negotiate, or maybe you have an experience in the Philippines, you've taken caregiving class in the Philippines, so it really, really varies. Okay, all right, so just in passing, here are the available programs for online this September. Okay, except PSW, this one is already full. Okay, and all right, so we're almost done with the presentation for the vaccines, allowed or approved vaccines in Canada. These are the following approved vaccines: Pfizer, Moderna, AstraZeneca, and Janssen. You're not actually obliged to be vaccinated or to be jabbed before you fly in Canada, but this would lessen your isolation, because you have to, if you are not jabbed yet with any of these vaccines, and perhaps you've been jabbed and you tested positive, unfortunately, when you land in Canada, therefore you still have to undergo the 14-day government quarantine plan. So we cannot be exempted from that. We have to abide. But we understand that it's going to be extra pricey. So if you're going to go with September, or maybe this is also applicable for January intake, you would need to isolate in Toronto first for the 3 days and 11 days in Thunder Bay. So for the first 3 days, like what I said, it is quite expensive. So we're providing extra assistance or support. So we're providing 750 CAD bursary to our international students. So, the fees for hotel will be compensated just a little bit, just a little assistance that we can provide. And after you have finished your 3-day quarantine in Toronto, then you have to continue in Thunder Bay. And it has to be 11 days as well. Again, this is for unvaccinated and for those who tested positive upon arrival in Canada. And for the 11 days, you should be staying only at our on-campus accommodation And for the 11 days, all you have to pay is 340. 340 for 11 days, and you will be, the inclusions of that is of course the facility, the electricity as well. It's, you just have to cover for your food. And we've got great alumni Philippine community who would help you with your food as well. So don't you worry about that. And what if you tested positive, like on, or you also, the inclusion is you will be given the COVID tests every 4 days. And if, what if you tested positive like on the fourth day or on the last day, let's say, then you need to extend your isolation. But don't worry, because there will be no incurred fees for your extension pertaining the COVID isolation. So if you have to go beyond 11 days, you will no need to pay extra cost. Okay. And we also have scholarships for Filipinos and entry scholarships. So 500 for certificate and diploma program and 750 for PGC. This is only offered for limited number of application. So same thing as mentioned earlier, if you could apply as soon as possible, ASAP, do it, do it. Just do it. Go apply with ACN. Okay. All right. And for our deposit fee, we, for the January or the 2022 applications or intake, you have to pay 2,500. So on average, the tuition fee is 16,500. One semester is roughly 18,850. But for the 2022 intake, you can now pay 2,500 only. Then you can apply for your student permit. All right. Okay. So, all right. Before we go to the last segment of this session, I'm going to play a very quick video, and kindly pay attention to the right part of the screen. Right. Okay. So if you are going to pursue your application with ACN, our partner, we are going to waive your application fee of 95 Canadian dollars. So no need for that. We're saving few thousands of pesos. And then, as mentioned, we do not need IELTS at the same time. No MOI needed or medium of instruction needed for those who have 2-year post-secondary with English component, K-12 graduate, and of course, a bachelor's degree holder. No need for IELTS and no need for medium of instruction. We accept high school graduates from the old Philippine curriculum. And of course, another saving here is that free public transportation all year round, September to August. You want to go to work, to maybe to a bar, restaurant, to school, and it is for free. So you're going to receive a tap card that you will make use of. Low cost of living. So T-Bay or Thunder Bay is one of the most popular destinations for immigrants and international students because of the low cost of living. In fact, shout out to one of our students, EJ, earlier. I had a chat with him, and he said that a lot of students who are in the other area in Canada, particularly in Toronto, are moving to Thunder Bay because of the work opportunities and also the immigration possibility. So that is just fresh information that I got this morning. So, and the more that it's an advantage for you if you have graduated from Confed College. These students actually are not graduates of Confed, but they're moving in T-Bay. That's actually great news in a sense because the Filipino community is also evolving and growing. And also so the cost of living, you can find a very affordable accommodation, and we also have an array of student services, as mentioned earlier. And we also have programs with paid internship and, of course, employment possibilities. And last but not the least, we've got multiple immigration pathways for international students. Okay. And please do not forget to like our page, Confederation College International Philippines, as we do postings there about opportunities, some webinars, updates as well, pre-departure orientation. So kindly like our page. So once again, my name is Crystal Valenzuela and I represent Confederation College. Thank you. So ask back again my co-host, Miss Bea.
Great. Thank you so much, Crystal, for that extensive presentation on Confederation College, Thunder Bay, and the programs that you offer. So now is the time for our question and answer. So our participants can send in questions in our Zoom link, or they can also put it down in the comment section of our Facebook Live. All right. So now I would just ask some questions for Crystal to start the ball rolling. Okay. Now, can I ask about the application requirements, particularly for all programs? Is there like specific requirements only for this program, or is it like a general requirement for all the programs? Can you elaborate more on that?
For the postgraduate,
For the from all
all
programs.
programs. Okay. Great question. So for the Philippines, let's look at the first category, the applying for certificate and diploma program. So we, number one, we accept students, of course, who graduated from a bachelor's degree, MBA, PhD. Of course, you're very much welcome to apply for this. So just submit your college transcript and your diploma. No need for high school Form 137 and diploma. Okay, so for bachelor's degree holder, no need to submit your high school records. And you could qualify for certificate, diploma, and of course, postgraduate programs. Okay, next one. For those who are graduates of K-12, and graduates of the Old Philippine Curriculum K-10 plus 2-year post-secondary. A 2-year post-secondary could be an undergrad or could be someone who pursued vocational program. In fact, the vocational program, Ms. Bea, could be two different things. 1 year, maybe one year program in caregiving and 1 year in cook, and that is also possible. You can go straight for a certificate or diploma program, no bridging program, no need for pre-sessional, and get this, no need for IELTS as well. Okay, but make sure that there's English. I've seen a lot of like caregiving course, they have communication, and that is qualified communication subject, and you're good to go. So you are exempted from IELTS and you could qualify from diploma and certificate program. Next one, third category, K-12 graduate. If you're a K-12 graduate and you have general English in your grade 12, then you are also eligible for diploma and certificate, and no need for MOI, medium of instruction, and of course IELTS as well. And the last category, those who have graduated from the Old Philippine Curriculum K-10 and or high school graduate and did not pursue post-secondary because there are circumstances that they had to work, right? And that happens. Filipinos, naturally, they had to work abroad, or maybe they run for LGU position, right? Like for a counselor, because you could run for that. Then you're also qualified for a certificate or diploma program, but you need to submit Duolingo or IELTS. So that differs for those three categories.
All right, that is noted, and that
Oh yeah,
will
Bea,
be,
Miss Bea,
yeah,
sorry.
sure thing.
That is for the scholastic requirements.
Oh, all right.
Apart from that, they have to submit either passport or their birth certificate, whichever is available. Even if the passport is expired, we still acknowledge that. And
Oh,
once
okay.
that you have the updated one, submit it to ACN and just revise it later on. But we do accept expired passport as well. And
Okay,
then,
that is really great to know, because getting a passport appointment right now is actually quite hard.
I know. And that's the reality. And we understand the situation. In fact, what really matters for us is that you meet those basic requirements, and then later on, if you've got everything revised, just send it to us. So those are the major ones. And of course, your profiles, like your CV, submitted to
Mm-hmm.
ACN because they will do the applications on your behalf. But basically that's it. That's all. Those are the application requirements. No interviews, no exams or whatsoever. Yeah.
So it's very easy to apply to Confederation College. Okay, so for our participants, send it to me, send it to ACN. We will always double check your requirements before we send it out to Confederation College. All right, thank you so much for that, Christelle. So on our Facebook Live, there's a question from Miss Antoinette. So, hi, is a 1 year program enough to get the PR? Is it not risky? So, because she is thinking of taking the PSW. So, what is your
Right.
take on this?
Yes, that is such a controversial and a pragmatic question. I
Yeah,
like
that's
this
correct.
question. We don't want to sugarcoat things as much as possible here. So, as mentioned earlier, there are different immigration pathways. So, there's RNIP or RNIP. RNIP, here's the thing, you have to have 2 year program. So, if you're going to go with PSW, you need to have another 1 year program. So it could be bundled with PGC in health informatics or medical lab assistant or healthcare administration. So and then on after you graduate, after 2 years, then you could qualify to apply for the RNIP. But again, there's a component there wherein work experience. If you have no experience with the program, with those two programs, then that might be another challenge once again. So you should have a background, otherwise you'll be required to have an experience with the fields mentioned. Okay, but here's the thing. That's only one immigration pilot program. There's another one. There is, I'm not saying that you will not qualify, but instead of like applying after 2 years, because that's the process. After you have commenced with your studies, so 2 years done. And then you have the other eligibility requirements, IELTS, job offer at the time of the application, proof that you have lived in Thunder Bay 2 years done. And then you're missing the work experience component because you didn't have the experience. Then you will need to prove that you have an experience being a PSW. But the experience doesn't have to be in Canada. It could be overseas. So you're good with that as well. So um if you don't and then again that is 2 years. Otherwise, if you were not able to meet, you're not able to meet the other eligibility requirements, then fulfill it, then apply on the third year under RNIP. But what if again it's not possible, etc., you're not able to meet it? There is Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program, which only requires 1 year experience, and you could qualify for that, or even Canadian Experience Class. So it will be great to our client, whoever asked that, for us to understand your background as well and where you want to be led, so we will understand your goals, your long-term goals, for us to advise the sound program for you. Okay.
All right, thank you so much for that, Christelle. So to Miss Antoinette, I'm inviting you for a one-on-one orientation with me so that we can talk about your plans, your goals, and your background to see if you are qualified for the opportunity. So you can send me an email. It's acnsouthern30@gmail.com so that we can schedule your consultation. Okay. Now, Crystal, you mentioned something about the bundle program. So a lot of your graduate certificates are 1 year. So can we mix and match, or are there just specific programs that we can bundle up?
Yes, that's another great question. Okay, so with the PGC program, we also have to be careful if this would have a prerequisite. But I think most of those, let's take for example, this is non-healthcare. For IBM, you could bundle IBM and International Business Management plus human resource 1 year program. So you have 2 year program and you're eligible for a 3 year postgraduate work permit. So our system is that you actually you can decide later on. It depends on the situation. What if there's an opportunity after you graduate? You have to do sounding. Once you're there, would you still need to do another 1 year program? But okay, but it's never too late for us. So even you're on your second semester, because second semester, so on your 8th month or 7th month of studying, then you decide, hang on, I need to do another 1 year program. Yep, just inform our admissions team and that you would enroll for another 1 year program, and they will help you with the extension of your student permit, and then later on you'll be eligible for a 3 year postgraduate program. So for healthcare, so that is the general information. Now for healthcare program, the popular bundle would be PGC in healthcare admin and health informatics. They can do 2 PGCs, in fact, or they could tie them up with a certificate program in PSW or medical lab assistant. So that could be an option as well. Those are actually very popular. On the first year, they do the postgraduate in healthcare management. And on the second year, PSW, because PSW has co-op or paid internship. Yeah. So there you go.
All right, so that's very great information to be shared to our participants. Thank you so much, Christelle. All right, so let's going back to our Zoom. We actually have a number of direct messages here to me.
Mhm.
Okay, so we have a question here. When is the opening of admission for September 2022?
Right. Okay. For September 22, kindly take note, Bea, that September 21, we're still open for online class. So if we have some clients who are thinking of saving money for accommodation and still waiting for a visa, you could still apply for September 21, only for certain programs. But for September 22, we are going to open our applications end of August. So that is next month already. So we're opening it up for September 2022, this the end of August. It's actually a lot of students are already asking, also partners are asking about September 22 intake, because some programs are only limited.
Yeah, I was
For
actually going to ask if they can submit in advance of the August opening.
we recommend they can submit to you
Okay,
right
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
That's the thing, because you have to assess, and it does take time. And for some documents that maybe need to be re-evaluated or collated,
Mhm.
yeah, our admissions are pretty much straightforward. But um, what if there's a missing component? We don't want to do last minute. So yeah, they can submit to you right now, assess it, and then you can submit to us. You can submit to us, and I'll just put it in queue for next year.
All right.
For August application.
For the August application. All right. Yes, thank you so much for that. Okay,
Mhm.
so another question here. This for another direct message. So what are the other pathways for 45 years old if RNIP is discontinued on December 2022?
Yes, okay. For 45-year-old, again, for the RNIP, it doesn't have any age limit. So regardless, but again, that's a great question. The plan is, as mentioned by Ms. Laura of CEDC, there you can also visit our Facebook page, official Facebook, because we posted the complete video. I only did a screenshot, but you can watch the whole video there. They have stated that a great chance, a high probability of extending the RNIP or RNIP. As you've seen probably recently, there's another pathway, new pathway again for temporary holders like international students and healthcare workers. Just last week announced again. So it seems like there are new um, uh, pathways again and again, almost every other month for international students, which is also for healthcare. It's amazing. And just in case, okay, we're going to be pragmatic. If not with RNIP, you could go on their Canadian Experience class or the multiple pathways under OINP, international graduate, and also the what's the other one? I forgot. There's two subcategories under OINP. So yeah.
There, so multiple pathways. So there's a lot of pathways for international
Yes.
students for the PR,
and
right?
and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's the thing, because like long time ago, like I think the boom of student application has become just really popular. It started last year, surprisingly, during the pandemic, isn't it? You know that. And now it has also escalated, it has spiked as well. But long time ago, students actually, they really went to Canada not knowing that there's an immigration possibility for them. They're just there to study, work. They relied on postgraduate alone. That's it. But it's just now that we are also emphasizing, hang on, it's not only just postgraduate. In fact, there are other ways: provincial policy, federal policy, and it is not easy, but the point is that we're giving you a heads up right now. Right now, if you could collate all the eligibility requirements, it is for your advantage. Don't do it last minute, because in fact, there are some students who are actually studying at Confed, and then while studying, they applied for another, not under RNIP. I can't remember its Canadian Experience class, not the Canadian Experience class, but the OINP. And after a few months, they were able to receive their PR nominee, because some of the components, like the work experience, like what I've mentioned, doesn't have to be in Canada. It could be anywhere else. So if you just take a look at the government website, type in OINP, Canadian Experience Class, or you could also type in RNIP, you can find out the eligibility requirements as early as now. But if you don't want to be overwhelmed, okay, because we know that your ultimate, probably your first, you have to take one information at a time. As mentioned in the first part of my presentation, we do have immigration lawyers on campus, and you can just ask them later on once you're a student at Confed. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much, Crystal. So you will also be giving a little bit of assistance to the international students.
Indeed.
Yes. Okay. Thank you
Definitely.
so much.
Mhm,
Okay, so another direct message from Zoom.
mhm.
Okay, so for a college graduate, which program would you suggest to take? A graduate certificate program, a post degree diploma program, or a diploma program? Just a bit confused about the pros and cons of taking one out of these three programs. Plus, may I know the difference between the three programs? Which one will be more advantageous for job employment or job hunting after? Okay, so that's
Wow.
the three programs: graduate certificate program, post degree diploma program, and a diploma program.
Right. Wow. Okay. Multiple layers of questions there. And also very realistic and unique question. In fact, I like it. That's a great one. So here's the thing. There is no comparison of like which one is better and not. Because let's take let's take, for example, the certificate program. I've been hearing this a lot. Oh, I'm already an MBA degree holder. I already have bachelor's degree holder, and it's like a downgrade. Hang on, hang on. That's not how it works. Okay, similar with Australia. Like, you will study another, like a certificate program or a TAFE program. It's a specialization, so it's not what you have taken here in the Philippines. It's different. So it's apples and oranges, so we cannot really compare that this one is of downgrading or upgrading. It's not really that sense. That's not how it works. It's like you're pursuing a specialization program, like a skill that you haven't learned. There is no PSW in the Philippines. I don't think we have it here. Yeah, we do have other courses, like caregiving is different. Healthcare aid, maybe it's different. I don't know the term, but it's different. If you compare the subjects, medical lab assistant, I don't think we have it here. So see, that certificate program, but it offers unique skills that you will get to learn. And then for diploma program though, here's probably tricky one, because that may be similar now with what we have here in the Philippines, like the business program. Yeah, we have taken it here in the Philippines. So will it be kind of dodgy if we were going to do another program again of similar course? So I will not compare if it's best or not, but I would say that just don't repeat the same program. If you have taken up business degree in marketing, then I suppose you're not going to take that also in Canada or at Confed. So you don't have to repeat that. So what we're going to recommend is that, well, depends on your goal. If you're going to stay in the same industry, so now we will recommend a postgraduate. So we'll level up in that sense. You can go for postgraduate in digital marketing. You can go for that, or maybe IBM, PGC, or maybe human resource. So that is my take on it. So we can't really compare if it's upgrading, degrading, or whatsoever, because apples and oranges. Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. So it's also like it depends on what you're actually looking for and on your profile. So for this
Right.
participant who asked this question, the best thing then to do is to schedule a consultation with me. Send me your resume so that I can assess it and check which of the three programs that you are thinking is actually best suited for you. And we can also do a one-on-one conversation so that you can tell me what exactly you're looking for, if you want to upgrade like your bachelor's degree here, or if you want to completely shift to another program. We can talk about that. All right,
Yeah.
yes. So thank you so much, Christelle, for taking this question. So I would hope that this participant was contact us for that.
Awesome.
All right. So next question here, a direct message. So am I eligible to DSW accelerated program if I'm a graduate of BEED with MA in SPED?
Yes, yes, yeah, yes, indeed. So it is on, so the same umbrella for community and health. So yeah, so for the accelerated, the entry requirement would be a graduate of a 4-year degree, and this, since our client has a postgrad and also a degree holder of education, am I right? Education in an MBA. 100% yes, you are qualified to go for this accelerated program. Yeah.
All right,
It's
great.
very popular. Sorry,
Yeah.
if it's okay. I wanted to share very quick. Remember I mentioned earlier about the job posting. So let me share that. 1 second. Uh, so as mentioned earlier, like at Confed, we do provide assistance after they graduate. So there are positions wherein I think I'm not sharing yet. Let me share. I was like talking and I haven't shared my screen. Sorry about that. So here you go. So one of the services given by Confed, it's the NEW or North West Employment Works, is that we help our students for postgraduate to be job ready, as emphasized earlier. And this is updated or live, and we at Confed are in collaboration with NEW. So we work with them closely. And then also, so this would provide you access or link. You can check it out yourself as well. There's a leverage or an advantage if you're a graduate at Confed. So we would be able to really curate your CV so you could qualify for the available jobs. And you can see here it's an array from developmental service worker could also work for like these positions. Not only for community and health program, CSR, wow, bilingual. Um, we also have, it's very popular, as you can see, health and community, right? Float nurse. So just scrolling down a bit here. Accountants, we have programs, business in accounting. See? So the deadline, August 13. So I'm just giving you a heads up of what's to be expected for those who are in food service. So yeah, it's an array. So people are asking, are there jobs for part-time students and full-time? For part-time, it's a different offering, of course. We have also, if you look at CEDC website, there is a list of programs for part-time students as well. And this one are for full-time seekers. Okay. So hopefully this would also provide you a great knowledge on what is waiting for you in Thunder Bay. There you go.
Yeah, that's correct. Thank you so much for sharing that to us, Christelle. Could you also share to us the accommodations for Thunder Bay? What are the options of the students? Is there on campus or are they allowed to look for off campus accommodations?
Right. Okay. So for on campus, we do have options for our students. We have a 2 3 bedroom, 1 bedroom apartment, and it really depends on what they're looking for. Typically for Filipinos, they'd go for off campus. They'd rent an apartment. In fact, last 2 weeks ago, I saw from one of the links shared by Confed as well. If you go to Kijiji and other real estate links that is also stipulated in our college website, you can find as low as 250 for an accommodation. So 250 to 500 for a 2 bedroom for you rent, of course, in a 1 room, 250. So but it's a 2 bedroom house. And if you're a family, so you can rent, depends again of whatever is available. It could range from 1.5 to 1.8 last time I saw. But also, last but not the least, we have the Filipino community, so they could, if they have any questions, just let us know. Let them inform ACN, and they would contact us so we can provide options for accommodations as well.
Great. Thank you so much for that. Less hassle for our international students to look for their accommodations. All right. Thank you so much. Now, I would also like to ask about your payment structure. So recently you changed the payment structure for your 2022 intakes. It's just now 2,500 Canadian dollars. When will the next payment be for their tuition fee?
Right. So for the payment structure, we have been accommodating for the longest time a 1 semester tuition fee settlement. And the bottom line is that it really depends on what your consultant ACN would advise you to go for SDS or regular. But seemingly the regular visa right now is quite effective. A lot of positive approvals. So despite the low deposit fee, but then and again, it's not deposit fee or show money is not the only factor. There are different factors. So that's why hiring a consultant is highly recommendable. Now going back, the deposit fee requirement would be 2,500. So once they have received their offer letter, so ASIN will submit to us and expect your offer letter. The turnaround would be 24 hours to 48 hours. So it's quite quick. And then after which you have 30 days to settle your deposit fee of 2,500. And when do you settle the next deposit fee? That would be 2 months before your intake. Okay, and that is part so if it's you've paid 2,500, so maybe 6,000 left for the first semester, you pay 6,000 2 months before the intake. Yeah.
All right. So can they do like an installment payment before for the remaining 6,000? Like after they pay the 2,000, they just pay like 1,000 until they reach the 6,000. But it's still 2 months before the intake. Can they do that?
Yeah, they can. However, that's also a great question, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid that the admin fees might be a little costly.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so if they have a relative in Canada, I think that's better off
Mm-hmm.
because lesser fees. In fact, if the same bank, no fees, no transaction fees, and it's faster. So yeah, it really depends, but definitely it's possible.
All right. So how
And
about
oh
the yeah, go
yeah,
on.
sorry. Before I forget, you asked about those who would do bundle, right?
Yeah, yes, I
So
did.
what if like the student will go for the second year? So will they
Mm-hmm.
settle deposit fee and for the next year, for the second year? Yes, they still need to settle, but they're only asked to settle 1,000
Oh,
for the
all
next
right.
program. Yeah.
Okay, so it's like the 2,500 plus 1,000. Is that correct?
No, just one for like you finished like your first year
Oh,
and
okay.
then you
So the
wanted to do a second
1,000
year
after the
program.
first year.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
that's clear. All
So
right.
yeah, yeah. So that will be for the second year for those who would do like bundle programs.
All
Yeah.
right, thank you so much for that. So, how about if they take like a diploma program, which is already 2 years? How will they pay the second year for that?
Yes, on like on a general note, there is a payment structure.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken, it's the same thing, like 2 months before the intake, 2 months before the intake, and they also have to just pay it in staggered, not the whole tuition fee. And
Oh, okay.
and if it's like quite difficult for them to meet like the deposit fee or the payment structure, please inform our team like on campus.
Mm-hmm.
So the finance team. So if they can't really pay within the deadline,
Mm-hmm.
we're emphatic. So we'll try to compensate again. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Okay, so thank you so much for that consideration. All right, so that is all the questions we have here. So,
Yep.
Christelle, before we end, do you have any last messages for our participants and viewers?
Yes, okay. So first and foremost, I'd like to thank our viewers for attending our session today. And if there are some information that you need to review, you
Mm-hmm.
can check out, of course, ACN add ACN Facebook page. Maybe you can flash it again, Bea, so
Yeah,
they pick
sure
it
thing.
up. And also Confed College Philippines page. You can add our page and review the video of the webinar we had today. So, oh, there you go. That is for ACN. Please like their page as they provide all the information that you may need. And and then for, of course, our partner, ACN, thank you for co-hosting our session today. It is again another wonderful Monday. I'm really enjoying the Monday session. Really know how to start the week right.
Yes, it's really a pleasure to be doing this with you.
Lovely, lovely. So thank you. And I am so excited to be welcoming more applications coming from ACN. And hopefully, hopefully that will be able to assist you with all the things that you're looking for. As mentioned earlier, finding the right program.
Mm-hmm.
Next is to accommodate you with your part-time opportunities as an international student, and of course a graduate job once you commence with your studies, and hopefully to be of assistance with which PR pathway may be viable for you. So there you go. So thank you once again.
Yes, thank you so much, Christelle. And we're so excited to send more students to Confederation College in Thunder Bay. So for our viewers today, if you were not able to join us, or you want to send me an email for the consultation, so my email address is acnsouthern30 at gmail.com. So this is just a virtual meetup, a one-on-one private conversation with me. So this can be done via phone call, Messenger, Zoom, or Google Meet. All right. So thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much, Christelle. Again, I am Bea Barcelona, and this has been a wonderful Monday session to you all. Thank you, everybody. Have a great evening.
Keep safe. Bye bye.
Yes,
Thank
ingat po
you.
lang lahat. Bye-bye.